Welcome aboard Tristan and Tommy's Runaway Railway. For your safety, please remain seated and enjoy the show.
Welcome to Please Remain Seated, a theme park podcast hosted by two theme park enthusiasts that work for the industry in the theme park capital of the world, Orlando, Florida. We got a slow news week this week. Only got a couple minor things to touch up on. I'm going to be reviewing my trip to Kings Island. Very excited to get deep into that. We're going to be talking more about Cosmic Rewind. That did just officially open up. We did want to get a little bit more in depth now that it's open. Then we also want to talk about some of our dream songs. So we are going to get into that at the end of the episode in case you want to avoid some ride spoilers. But before we get into today's news, last week we were talking about some of our favorite resort food, but we were running out of time. And I was remembering something off the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't quite remember it. That was Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Their bread service slaps. Tristan, how you doing? I'm Tommy. Tristan's the other guy. Nailed it.
Howdy.
Nailed that intro.
Yeah, thank you for not introducing me. Sanaa bread service is pleasant. I've had it 5 or 6 times over the last 2 years. It's a regular between me and my girlfriend. My girlfriend loves it even more than I do. So we get that stuff a lot.
God, I haven't gotten it enough. I've had it one time, and I still remember it. It's very magical.
Yeah, I'm not a adventurous eater, but I to be honest, I only eat 3 of the sauces that come.
You do got to be a little adventurous for the bread service, just a little bit. But there's some for everyone.
A little bit. We only get the garlic naan though. For when they bring the bread out, we only request the garlic naan bread. We don't get any of the other breads.
Interesting.
This is what we like.
Like to mix it up.
I
also Tristan also mentioned Steakhouse 71. I actually revisited that last night. I had a friend from out of town. We went there, and believe it or not, you can actually go to the Steakhouse 71 lounge without a reservation. Just walk up to the bar, and they actually gave us a dinner menu. So you can order like the main dinner menu at the lounge, which I found pretty interesting. We just went for drinks and appetizers, of course. Had to get the bacon and eggs, the best appetizer on property. But yeah.
Can confirm. Cannot talk enough about Steakhouse 71, but you'll have to go back and listen to episode 12, I think, our last episode, to hear that. Because we're on Lucky 13 now. But
Lucky number 13.
Heck yeah, dude. I do have to say, while we're still in the introductions here, I just got back from Minnesota this morning, and I did not go to the Mall of America. Some theme park podcast host I am.
Yeah, they have the Nickelodeon, whatever the heck over there.
I don't know what it is, but
I think that one and like the Mall in New Jersey have like the same stuff or something. I don't know. Or I know they have like Nickelodeon crap, I think. Something roller coasters. That seemed pretty cool. But also I heard at least the one in New Jersey maybe is like kind of expensive to get into. And then like sometimes the rides don't even work. I don't Anyway. Seems like a cool place because one of those malls has one of the steepest drops, like a 120-degree steep angled drop, which is just stupid. I got to do that at some point.
It shouldn't be a hard one to do. I was looking at the map of the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport, and Mall of America is right next to the airport. Like it practically borders the airport. So
can go there on a layover.
Oh yeah, exactly. If you ever have a Minneapolis layover, you could honestly go to Mall of America.
Yeah, why not?
Put some credits in, but yeah. So that's it, man. Sanaa, Mall of America. Let's hop into our really one news story.
Yeah, it's like we're kind of like following up on last week. So first, I want to say we had just a story that was somebody that had a really bad experience with the Star Cruiser, Galactic Star Cruiser. But then I found somebody on Reddit who actually gave a very good review. So, I want to give credit where credit's due. Don't want to just trash them. So there are still good experiences to be had. So if you are an incredibly rich Star Wars fan, it still might be worth it.
I don't know, man. But
yeah, no.
It's
for a very specific audience. You have to be rich Star Wars fan and extroverted and like really, really create a character and get into it. But
yeah.
Anyways.
That's not me and you, Tommy. That's
not me. No.
So
Not rich. I'm not that big on Star Wars. Not that.
honestly,
Yeah.
Tommy, we could just get together someday and pour glitter and honey all over ourselves and be aliens and have our own Star Wars hotel.
I would happily do that with you, Tristan.
So
Yeah, amazing.
we'll do that sometime.
Yeah.
How about tonight?
Oh, that after the show. But then the other news story, and it's an update on Cosmic Rewind. We're talking a lot of Cosmic Rewind. We weren't going to get into the fact that it opened because we've been talking about that. It is officially open as of us recording this, but they have now added, I guess, complimentary barf bags at the end of the ride because it is causing a lot of motion sickness for some guests.
Yeah, which is, I'm glad they offer that. It's better than the alternative of just having it on the floor.
Yeah.
Assuming that guests can have the courtesy to hold it in until they get to the end. But
Yeah. It's like like the ride for an average coaster enthusiast is not so bad, but for a typical Disney guest who typically doesn't do a lot of big scary rides, and it's not the most intense ride, but it is very, very long, and the cars do rotate while navigating a long coaster. So I could see how motion sickness would definitely be a problem on that
yeah,
ride.
I would say the traditional roller coaster is you're seated sitting forward,
Yeah.
and you're looking at where you're going. But in this case, you're not. That
Yeah.
might throw off some people's equilibriums when you're flying around a helix, like a downward helix, while not looking forward. You're looking sideways and down at a big
Yeah.
globe or something. So
It's incredible.
But yeah, so that's good that they're doing that. Do they only offer barf bags at 2 rides now? I think Mission Space and Cosmic Rewind.
They're both right next to each other too.
Yeah, man, Epcot must be the vomit capital of the world or something. But
Yeah. I like that World Discovery is outer space and test track.
and vomit.
Yeah, and vomit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's our news.
That's our news. If you have motion sickness, be careful. Maybe bring your own barf bag if you have motion sickness, just so you can
Yeah.
puke whenever you want instead of
Good for the
having to wait.
environment.
It's good for exactly. Get recyclable, reused barf bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But well, we have some fun reviews. We kind of have 2 reviews, don't we, today, Tommy?
We do have 2 reviews. And I'm gonna get into the first one here. This one's gonna be a doozy. I just got back from a trip from Kings Island, and I have so many good things to say about it. I've been very excited to talk about this. So Kings Island is the other Cedar Fair park that is in Ohio. Tristan, you're gonna get comfy. You're gonna get very comfy for this and say yes after all of this. So, Kings Island has to be one of my top 3 parks I've been to. The vibes there were absolutely immaculate. Like, you enter the park, it has a beautiful, like, kind of Main Street type of entrance, but it's called International Street, with a really large, like, pool something with fountains in it that leads to, like, their centerpiece icon, which is like a 300-foot Eiffel Tower that actually has its own observation deck in it, which is really cool. Like, you get really good views from up there. This park also has an incredible layout. Something that I feel like I don't talk about enough with theme parks is having a good layout is important. And this park is very small, easy to get through, but there are so many rides. Like, you have some of the best rides, like multiple of them very close by to each other. Like, I also went up to Cedar Point during this trip, and Cedar Point was almost a mile just to walk from the front to the back entrance, where you can walk much less just going all the way around Kings Island, passing everything, where Cedar Point, it was just front to the back. But anyways, great vibes, excellent staff and ops. Some of the best ops I've ever experienced at a park. It wasn't even that busy of a day, but they were still running like 2-3 trains on every ride. Like, they did not need 3 trains on a lot of the rides, but they were still doing it. It was absolutely incredible. The staff were very friendly. Like, I remember at one point, me and my friend, we were kind of trying to find the entrance to a roller coaster, and we were clearly going the wrong way. Like, we're kind of clearly looking at this one ride, and it's a very minor thing, but like, it's really cool that like it's that one of their team members just saw us and like, hey, you looking for this ride? It's right over here. Just very nice courtesy thing. Like, just the vibes there were so immaculate. Like, it was incredible. And I haven't even gotten into the roller coasters there. There are at least 12 of them, something like that. And they have a very incredible top 5, in my opinion. Like, this park really like messed up my rankings because 5 of them are in my top 20 now. Like, very great rides. Of course, one of the ones I have to get into is the Beast, which I made my 100th coaster credit. Very happy I made it this one. For those who aren't aware, the Beast opened in 1979 as the tallest, longest, and fastest wooden roller coaster in the world. And to this day, it is still the longest wooden roller coaster in the world at 7,361 feet. It has held that record for over 40 years, and actually, it is the longest roller coaster on this side of the globe. There's only 2 roller coasters longer than it in the world, and they're both made out of steel, and in Japan and in the UK. So if you're in the States and you want to ride the longest roller coaster you can, it's going to be the Beast at Kings Island. And with how old and how long it is, it has such a unique layout. It is so cool. Like, it has 2 different chain lifts, and after the second one, it goes down this like long, shallow, curved hill. Like, you would not see that on a ride today. It felt like a very special ride. And also something to point out, it went under a refurb this season. For over the last, I don't know how many years, it apparently used to be a very rough roller coaster. It was not rough at all. This was my first time on it, so I can't attest for how it used to be. But I've heard it used to be very rough, and I can tell you it is not rough. It is a wonderful, magical, smooth, old wooden roller coaster. Speaking of wooden roller coasters, they have kind of a more modern GCI wooden roller coaster in Mystic Timbers that, like, it's it's a bit smaller. I don't know the exact stats, but like, it had some surprising theming elements. And it had like, and then this one also kind of goes into the woods, has like some like ruthless kind of airtime hills going into it, and it's just a very, very fun layout. Was not expecting to love it as much as I did, but it was very, very good. And like I kept saying vibes like earlier in this review, but like, there was a lot of surprising theming in this park. For like a Cedar Fair type of park, I don't really expect good theming, but like, this was honestly some of the best. Like, this was the best theming and atmosphere outside of a Disney and Universal park I've experienced. And now on to the other 3 roller coasters that I got to highlight. Orion, Diamondback, and Banshee. Very solid B&M collection. Orion is their newest roller coaster. It is a B&M Giga. Some people will debate whether it's a Hyper or a Giga. For those that don't know, Hyper coaster is a roller coaster that's in between 200 and 300 feet. Giga is in between 300 and 400 feet. Now, Orion has a 300-foot drop. Like, it does drop 300 feet, but the lift hill is 287. So some people get into the debate of, oh, it's not a real Giga, but it has a really big drop, and it's a very fun ride. I think that one might have been my favorite ride in the park. A lot of people do prefer Diamondback, which is the Hyper, because it is loaded with airtime, but both are super solid rides. Like, I think Diamondback was one of the original B&M Hyper coasters. It was very, and it's wonderful. And then Banshee, my favorite B&M invert that I've ever been on. It had such a great layout, was very smooth, very forceful. The inversions were fantastic. Can't say, yeah. Another roller coaster I want to shout out is Backlot Stunt Coaster. It was kind of, I don't, maybe you can consider it a family coaster, but it was very well themed. Like, it was very good theme. Like, I honestly think that could be at Disney's Hollywood Studios or maybe even Universal Studios. Like, I want to ride like that here. And like, it had some surprising moments on it. And speaking of theming, I've been love bombing this park quite a bit, so I got to take them down a notch. There was a ride that disappointed me quite a bit, and I hate saying it because it had such solid theming going into it, and that was Flight of Fear. It had such a cool themed queue, and you go inside and there's like a UFO, and like, it looks so cool. And then it was a launch coaster with inversions, and it only had a lap bar, so I was very excited. But my God, it was the most uncomfortable ride I've ever been on. One of the most uncomfortable rides I've ever experienced. Was very disappointed in that. Maybe other people have had better rides. I thought I've heard better things about this one before, but this one ended up disappointing me. I also felt like it had the worst ops that day. I don't know if that was just that day or whatever. A couple other things I really liked about this park. There was water bottle refill stations, pretty easy to find. Most parks, I always bring a refillable water bottle with me because I like to stay hydrated, and I usually have to ask for cups of ice water to like fill up my big water bottle. this one actually had water bottle refill stations pretty readily available. So like that was pretty easy to stay hydrated. Wasn't super tedious. They also had really solid merch. Like they're also celebrating their 50th anniversary. I really enjoyed this shirt that I got there. I also got this, cup that it has like a coaster attached to it. I've never seen, like, I feel like this should be a common thing, but I've never seen a cup like this. And very good for your teas and your coffees, whatever, and whatever you like to drink. You could throw it in there, insulated. They also had some big metal water bottles, which I really wanted to get, but I couldn't justify getting one because I already have two. But yeah. What else do I have to say? I feel like I touched on all the blue ice cream. They have a wonderful snack that's blue ice cream. Disney's famous for their snacks, their Dole Whip. Kings Island has blue ice cream, and it's wonderful. Tristan, looks like you had I think you're just waiting to say yes when I tell you that I'm done, but you made a face.
Yes. Anyway, so can I ask you about that cup?
Yes.
Can you throw up in that cup after you ride Cosmic Rewind?
I mean, you could throw up in it after you ride Cosmic Rewind if you really want to.
That's all I got.
Yeah, amazing. Another good note that I wrote down here was they had cheap movable lockers. So like, a lot of parks that have coasters, you have to pay for a locker to put in large items. And for this park, to pay for the movable locker that you can move around the park, it was only $5. At Carowinds, for one locker, it was $4. So I had to pay $4 at Copperhead Strike and Fury. Here, I paid $5 to move it around all day, and that made me very happy. And like, they do have a lot of coasters near each other, like Orion and Flight of Fear right next to each other, Diamondback, Mystic Timbers right next to each other. The Beast had bins in their station. I think a few other ones did. Which actually, after talking about Mystic Timbers and the Beast, I just remembered they have a really old wooden racing coaster called the Racer. And it was surprisingly very smooth. Usually you see a super old wooden coaster, you expect it to be very rough. Now, I will say the red side did feel a lot smoother than the blue side. I don't know if that was just because we were in the very back on the blue, but I mean, the red, we were close to the back. But yeah. Also, the food in the park was not super bad. There was this one place, Miami Brew House, that had some solid appetizers. There was like a really big portion. Like, it was on their appetizers. It was like these nachos that could honestly serve like 4 people. And it was only like $13. And I didn't try any of the drinks there, but I'm sure they're solid. But yeah, so if you're a coaster or even a theme park enthusiast, check out Kings Island. It was a blast. Tristan, how do you feel about Kings Island?
I already said yes, so I can't do it again. I would love to go, except it's in Ohio, right?
It is in Ohio, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's part of my criteria of places I don't go.
Yeah. And Ohio does also have Cedar Point, and the day that we went to Cedar Point was a very unfortunate day. Thank God we had our 2 days at Kings Island first, because when we went to Cedar Point, it was very windy, and a lot of the rides are very temperamental in the wind. None of them worked that day. Most of them did not. We thankfully got on Millennium Force and Steel Vengeance, which are the 2 best there and in my top 4. Millennium Force wasn't initially open, but they were like testing the trains, so I was waiting by it. But then this testing slowed down, and I saw people buy a train on the brake run. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a while. So I started walking up the pathway towards Maverick, got some Dippin' Dots. Saw them test another train or 2. Then I saw them test a train with a person in it. And I'm like, let's go back. They're probably going to open. And then I was on the 4th train with people. And once we got off the ride, it was posting like an hour probably. So we timed that greatly.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. But then everything else was either too long of a wait, Maverick almost to 2 hours, or everything else I wanted the ride was closed. So we are done. Anyway. Now, I have heard they've had a lot better days since then, but yeah, I might revisit them this summer potentially, but we'll see.
Very nice, very nice. Sounds like you had a heck of a time.
Oh yeah,
Rode some 100 coasters. Let's take a moment here.
Yeah,
celebrate that. Your biggest accomplishment yet, Tommy, in life.
Yeah. I literally will not accomplish anything better until maybe I get to 200. I don't
College
know.
who? You rode 100 roller coasters.
Yeah, I'm not using my degree.
Who is? No one is.
Yeah, Yeah,
Good
no,
job,
no,
dude.
yeah.
Whew. I'd love to go, man. I don't make it to theme parks as much as I should for a theme park podcast. I'm not even going to
Yeah.
call myself a co-host. I am a an assistant.
You're an assistant.
Yeah.
Tristan, you are the glue that glues this show together.
I'm a glue that glues.
Yes, there would be no Please Remain Seated without Tristan.
That's true.
Like you can do Please Remain Seated without Tommy. You can't do it without Tristan.
You could 100% do it without Tristan. I hit record. I usually don't edit it that much, and then I upload it.
But then I get to stare at your handsome face, which makes me happy. So
Why don't you just get a big calendar so every month you can see a picture of Tristan, and you can even superimpose me on some of your big roller coaster.
one every month. That would be wonderful.
Uh-huh. And on a leap year, there's 13 because there's 13 months in a leap year.
Oh, incredible! Oh,
Yeah.
God. Can't wait for the next leap year.
Uh-huh.
Get an extra Tristan.
Anyway, all right, buddy. Good stuff. I'm excited for this next part, Tommy, because you sent me this son of a gun.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're doing our Karen.
We're doing the Karen.
Yeah.
For those who might just be new to our show, we have a segment called Passholder Karen of the Week, and it's exactly what you can imagine. It's somebody who's over entitled and complaining about something at a theme park or a theme park related property.
And we trash them.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we do. These are the worst people in the world. Tommy, do you have it ready? Can you read it? Or I have it if you want me to read it.
I don't have it ready. So.
All right. I'll read it.
Yeah.
All right. As for our Disney Resort people, you're gonna recognize this. So here we go. Currently at Coronado and can't get to Three Bridges for our dinner reservation because it's raining so hard. How is the walkway not covered? It makes no sense. The kids are crying because they are hungry and scared. Thanks, Chapek.
It's really that last line that gets me. The kids are crying and scared. Thanks, Chapek. Now, we love trashing Chapek on this show, but like this one is not his fault. Like this resort predates Chapek, I'm pretty sure.
You know, it doesn't predate rain. So why didn't they cover the entire property?
Yeah. Thanks, Eisner.
Thanks, Walt.
Yeah, Walt.
He should have built his dome before he kicked the bucket.
Yeah, idiot. Thanks, Roy.
Yeah, Roy.
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, there's a lot of parenting problems in this one. So I'm going to dissect this and really rip this person apart because they're worthless. Okay, so their kids are hungry and scared. They're scared? They're scared of rain? Even if it's a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Where do you live that there's no thunderstorms, that you have not raised your child to be strong enough to not be scared of a thunderstorm? I don't understand that personally.
Of rain, because they don't even say thunder.
That's all it says is rain. It's raining hard. Okay, sorry. I don't know where these people could possibly be from.
The desert.
Even taking the initiative to write a complaint that the walkway to the restaurant, for those who don't know, Three Bridges is a lounge and bar that's really where Three Bridges meet on a big lake, or a big pond, if you want to call it that. And,
great restaurant.
Great spot. Highly recommend it. It's just, there's no way that every walkway in Florida can be covered. It's rain is part of life here. So
also, like, covering the walkways would totally kill the atmosphere. Like, I love walking on like those. Like, Coronado's a very underrated resort in general.
Very beautiful spot.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a really beautiful area walking down that walkway. And you're right, a covering would destroy it because it's nice when you're walking down those bridges to look around. You have the new Gran Destino Tower. If you're in the right spot, you can see the pool with the pyramid that kids like to climb up. And then all the other buildings around you, there's always lights, there's always music, really nice, calm music. So the fact that this person had the energy to complain about that and how it makes no sense that it's not covered.
Yeah.
It makes no sense that it's not covered.
Yeah.
I don't
like, do you want the entire parks to be covered too? I don't get it. Yeah.
This is the classic example of somebody being so over entitled at things that are simply beyond anybody's control. Anybody's. And then thanks Chapek is just the icing on the cake. He has absolutely nothing to do with this. I don't even, to be honest, I don't know if he was an executive within our company at the time Three Bridges was built.
Yeah,
So,
me neither.
so that's the icing on the cake. Like you said, Chapek is not a popular guy right now. Not his fault.
Not yeah, exactly.
But anyway, when Tommy sent me that, I was like, we're 100% doing this on our next show without a doubt, because that's golden. Do you have anything to add about that, Tommy?
I do not. Looks like we got 10 minutes before Zoom kicks us out. So let's get into our final segment, which we're going to be talking dream songs for Cosmic Rewind. So for those who aren't aware of, on Cosmic Rewind, when the ride launches, there are one of 6 songs that will play, which are One Way or Another by Blondie, Disco Inferno, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Iran, Conga, and oh my God, what's the other one? Oh my God.
The Alamo.
The Alamo.
I don't remember what the other one is.
Oh God, this is pissing me off.
You said Conga.
Conga, Iran.
You said One Way or Another.
September. Fire, Earth,
September,
Wind, and Fire. And so we're going to try to pick some dream songs that maybe fit within the years and the genres, or maybe even slightly beyond that. One of the things that I found ironic is before the launch, like, you know, the build's like, what's that noise? And then Star-Lord's like, noise, nobody can stop rock and roll from existence. Yet only one of the songs is rock and roll. All the songs are very good, but only one of them is rock. So because of that, actually, a lot of the songs I chose are not rock. I actually have a fun playlist. I really wish I could play these songs, but then we'd get kicked off of Spotify or something.
Yeah.
Tristan, what are some of the songs you came up with?
Can I list all mine at once?
Yes.
So I have this fantasy of having a launching coaster that plays like Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way.
Yes.
Janie's Got a Gun.
That'd be
Love in an Elevator. And Conga's already in it, so I can't add that again.
Incredible.
So those are mine. If I had to honestly pick something that's not rock and roller coaster, Crazy Train would be pretty cool. I'm a big Ozzy Osbourne fan. So Crazy Train, Welcome to the Jungle would probably be pretty awesome.
That would be cool.
Stop me if any of these are on what's that Universal one? Rip Red Rocket.
Rip Red Rocket. If I know if they're on there or not, maybe.
Yeah.
I know they have a secret menu too, but I don't know all the songs on that because that's an extensive menu.
Right.
Yeah.
Rainbow Connection.
Yes.
Can't pick that one. So I would say that, and then if I could really personalize it, I would make it all the weird death metal bands I like.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not even gonna. We would lose all our listeners if I even said the names of these songs because they can be quite vulgar. So I'll stick with Crazy Train.
Wonderful.
What about you, dude?
So in the list, I ended up staying within like kind of the genre and years that the current songs are on. The one song that inspired me to do this segment was given to me by my roommate, which was Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. A little bit older than most of the songs on the ride, but like the intro to it, if you haven't heard it, like would super go well with the launch and like the ride. So love that song. Most of the other songs I chose were like kind of like dance pop from the 80s. So Hear Me Out, Material Girl by Madonna.
Okay.
Like honestly, like the dun 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 dun, the Madonna vocals would be incredible. And then Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Yep.
Like imagine the launch with the dun, dun, like incredible. This should be an obvious one. Take on Me.
Yeah.
Hip to Be Square by Huey Lewis and the News.
Huey Lou. Yes.
Huey Lou, that would be awesome. Hear Me Out, Celebration by Kool and the Gang.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's a song that inspired me at Kings Island because that was occasionally playing over the speakers with "Thank you for coming to Kings Island" and whatever the heck. But honestly, I've been listening to that song way too much, and I feel like I shouldn't be. And then another song, My Sharona. That would be good. Dun, 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 dun. Like that would be almost like One Way or Another rides, like with the spinning and the launch and the.
My Gamora.
Whoa. Wait, keep singing.
That's all I got.
No, just do it.
My Gamora.
We got the generator. Anyway. I wanted to do that. But I think that's all the songs that I have on this playlist that I made. I don't know if the girls just want to have fun, maybe. But I feel like Material Girl like kind of fits that a little bit better. Um, maybe even YMCA. Like I just went with like really weird dance music from the 80s on this list.
That would work, man.
And then you know what? Mr. Blue Sky.
Okay, that would
It was like I was trying to stay away from songs that I know are on the soundtrack already for the movies,
yeah.
but like the launch with the beginning of that song is just too perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known a lot of people that have also said Redbone would be perfect.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song. The hey, 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 what's the whatever? Dune.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, whatever that song is.
Yeah.
Very. So yeah, those would be our dream songs for Cosmic Rewind, which did open on May 27th to lots of positive reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Jojo Siwa loved it.
It's like I know we mentioned people are vomiting on it, but it's been I have not seen a bad review. Like the most jaded reviews are just it's just a modern space mountain. Yeah, it's a modern space mountain.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
So
Like,
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Actually, that it is a modern space mountain.
It really is. And
Space Mountain's
it's
still
awesome.
awesome. So
yeah, Space Mountain's awesome, and this ride's awesome.
Heck yeah, dude, that's cool. Drop if you're on YouTube, drop your playlist in the comments. If you're on the Spotify or Apple, why don't you write us a review with your top 5 and then tell us how ugly Tristan is. Tommy's so handsome. Tristan's ugly, but
You pronounced the names wrong. It's Tristan's handsome, Tommy's ugly.
no, Tommy, you're very average.
Oh, it's the nicest thing anyone said about me.
No, you're good, man. But you know what I'm going to say next, Tommy?
What are you gonna say next?
Talk us out.
Talk us out. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of Please Remain Seated. If you like us, make sure to rate our thing 5 stars. Follow us on all the things like subscribe, comment, whatever. Next week, very excited. Next week's review, Tristan. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what I'm going to review next week?
Yeah.
Peppa Pig theme park, Daddy Pig's coaster. I actually went to that. I'm excited to talk about it.
Man, that's
It'll
going
be
to be our
fun.
most popular episode yet.
It honestly might be.
Wow. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun one. And then whatever else we decide to talk about, maybe we'll find a fun Karen. If you find any fun Karens you want us to talk about, or any news stories, or any fun topics like the last one we just did, send them our way. We'll happily do them.
Happily.
Yeah. Okay, bye.